Good morning. My name is Mario Gomez. I'm Day Operations with California Incident Management Team 1. I'm going to give you your morning update on the east zone of the Dixie fire. Today we're going to start with our number one priority, which is the area by Taylorsville. Over here on this hand line that you can see that takes off from Grizzly Ridge and goes down the hill to Genesee Valley. Yesterday we had our hotshot crew in there working this section of hand line, patrolling and mopping up any areas of concern. We're going to continue to staff that accordingly today, and it'll be patrolled and mopped up. Yesterday we had aircraft working in there. We had 2 helicopters working in there for a majority of the day, and at the end of the shift it was looking really good. Moving on up into Division Romeo on Grizzly Ridge. Yesterday we had northeast winds kind of blowing across the ridge system, and it surfaced a bunch of smokes that were within 100 to 150 feet of the line. So folks were actively engaged in mop up in here yesterday, and that'll continue again today, as well as suppression repair activities. Coming on down into Lake Davis, yesterday folks were working on suppression repair and patrolling and mopping up around Lake Davis. And up on Turner Ridge, resources were patrolling and working on suppression repair. Coming on down into Dixie Valley in the Coyote Hills area, resources were actively engaged in patrol and suppression repair. There's extensive repair operations taking place out here in this vicinity due to the large amount of dozer lines that were put in during the firefighting. Coming on up around Dixie Mountain, this is all looking really good. The smoke that we had below Dixie Mountain has been addressed, and it hasn't surfaced in the last couple days. Coming up here along the Beckworth Complex fire scar, this was patrolled yesterday by air, by myself. It has remained in its current footprint, and there's no smoke showing. Moving up into Division Papa along the 395 corridor, resources are patrolling and mopping up. We did have 2 calls for service in Division Papa yesterday. One of them was up by Black Mountain Campsite, and the other one was up by Janesville, and I'll talk about that when I get there. But this area that you can see here along 395, the suppression repair activities are continuing. Moving up into Black Mountain Campsite, these dozer lines that you can see that take off to the north here are being repaired. And moving up into this section of the fire here, there's a big meadow, and resources were actively engaged in restoring the meadow to its natural state, working on suppression repair there. Coming on up into Division Oscar, this dozer line that you can see here is in a patrol status, and there hasn't been any smokes, no threats to the line within a week. And that continues to be the case all the way to the Walker fire scar. Coming up here into the spot up by Janesville and Milford, yesterday that second call for service that I mentioned was here in this vicinity. Resources staffed it. They had an engine crew go up and deal with it. It was interior, about 200 feet off the line. Folks addressed it, and it's no longer showing. Down here along the 395 corridor, suppression repair activities are taking place, and that continues to be the case all the way up into this section of the fire here that you can see all the way to Antelope Lake. Here by Antelope Lake, it's in a patrol status. There hasn't been any smokes reported for the last week. And right here around drop point 283, which is right at Antelope Lake, the dam, there's a massive repair operation taking place along this dozer line all the way up to private property. And once they hit the private property, they're going to address any concerns there, and then move up to the north west all the way to the zone break. Coming over into Indian Valley, resources are patrolling and mopping up. We did have 1 call for service yesterday in Crescent Mills, which is here. It was 200 feet, interior. We had a catface tree that was burning. Resources were able to get it cut on the ground and mopped up and secure. And then all the rest of Indian Valley in the vicinity of Taylorsville was patrol, mop up as necessary, and suppression repair. Up here by Mount Huff, resources are working on suppression repair on the Mount Huff Lookout Road. There's an extensive fuels reduction hazardous field reduction project that took place on one of our control lines, and they're in the process of getting that cleaned up. Continuing on down into Quincy, this on the Mount Huff Road, continues to be patrolled and no reported smokes. Moving all the way over into the section of line here, suppression repair activities are continuing around Ketty, and then along this dozer line that you can see here all the way out to Indian Valley. Out here in Indian Valley, Meadow Valley, resources are working on suppression repair on the primary control dozer line that goes up into the wilderness, and also on the dozer line here that you can see that runs along the PCT. And the rest of the division, Whiskey X-ray continues to be in a patrol and monitor status all the way out to Story. Moving up into the area around Caribou. A few days ago, we had an interior island that was smoking. We staffed it with a couple of crews and a couple of water tenders, and they were able to get line around it. And yesterday, it was in a patrol status, and today, it'll continue to be in a patrol status, and we're going to monitor it and address any areas of concern. And that's the end of your morning report. Thank you, and have a good day.